When we think of Steve Jobs, we see the icon. The black turtleneck, the round glasses, the man who put a universe of technology into our pockets. But behind the legendary product launches and the relentless drive for perfection was a deep and unconventional philosophy, a set of principles that guided his every move. These weren't just business strategies, they were life strategies. Today, we're not just looking at what Steve Jobs said. We're uncovering the code he lived by. A code that can help you redefine your own path to success, meaning, and a life lived with intention. These are the 15 lessons that built an empire and changed the world. Jobs' journey began with a powerful act of defiance, a refusal to accept the world as it was. He believed that our first and most important duty is to ourselves. This is a call to arms against the tyranny of expectations. Jobs saw a world full of people living lives dictated by parents, society, or the fear of judgment. He believed the deepest regret isn't failure, but the soul-crushing realization that you never even tried to live a life that was authentically yours. It's a challenge to unplug from the noise and listen to your own signal. In a world obsessed with data and logic, Jobs championed a different kind of intelligence. He understood that your intuition isn't random. It's your subconscious mind connecting dots that your conscious brain hasn't pieced together yet. Many of the world's greatest breakthroughs, and our own, happen when we trust that quiet inner conviction long before the evidence arrives. This wasn't about breaking the law, it was about breaking the rules. The Navy represents structure, conformity, and doing things by the book. The pirates, they represent the rebels, the innovators, the freethinkers who challenge the status quo. Jobs celebrated the spirit of rebellion because he knew that true progress doesn't come from following the map, it comes from drawing a new one. This is perhaps his most famous mantra. Every great leap forward begins as a crazy idea. What others see as madness, the visionary sees as the future. Jobs understood that history is written by those who possess a belief so audacious, so utterly unreasonable, that it bends reality to its will. It's a reminder that the world's biggest limitations are the ones we accept. For Jobs, creating wasn't enough. He was on a mission to build things that were not just new, but fundamentally better. This required a complete reimagining of what it means to innovate. This was his farewell advice to a generation, and it's a paradox that holds a profound truth. Stay hungry means never allowing yourself to become complacent. Always be learning, always be searching for the next challenge. Stay foolish is the permission to take risks, to ask the dumb questions, and to try things that conventional wisdom deems impossible. It's in that space of hunger and foolishness that true breakthroughs are born. For Jobs, leadership wasn't a title, it was an action. True leaders don't just manage, they create. They forge new paths where others see a dead end. He believed that the moment a person or a company stops innovating, they start imitating. And in the world of imitation, you are always one step behind. Leadership is the relentless pursuit of what's next. This single idea revolutionized entire industries. Before Jobs, design was often just a pretty shell. He saw it differently. For him, true design was about the soul of a product. It was about solving a problem with such elegance and simplicity that the user feels a sense of effortlessness. It's the difference between a beautiful object and a beloved one. Jobs didn't just have high standards. He was the standard. He believed in creating a culture where excellence wasn't a goal to be reached, but the starting point for everything. This isn't about being a tyrant. It's about inspiring those around you to discover a level of quality in themselves they didn't know they had. You don't just raise the bar, you become the bar. In a world that often rewards being busy over being effective, this is a radical idea. Jobs knew that a single world-changing product was infinitely more powerful than a dozen mediocre ones. This applies to our own lives. Are you spreading your energy across 20 average projects, or are you pouring your soul into one home run that will define your legacy? Having a vision is one thing. Executing it is another. Jobs' success was forged in the fires of incredible focus and an almost inhuman level of perseverance. Ideas are common. Talent is, too. What's rare is the grit to keep going when everyone else tells you to quit. Jobs faced brutal setbacks, public humiliation, and moments of crushing doubt. He believed that the defining factor for success wasn't the brilliance of the idea, but the endurance to see it through the long, dark tunnels of failure and uncertainty. Most people quit right before the breakthrough. Don't be most people. Innovation and mistakes are two sides of the same coin. You cannot have one without the other. But Jobs saw that the goal isn't to avoid mistakes, it's to get brilliant at learning from them. Don't hide your errors. Don't defend them. Acknowledge them, learn the lesson, and pivot faster than anyone else. The speed of your success is determined by the speed of your correction. We think of focus as choosing what to do. Jobs saw it as choosing what not to do. When he returned to Apple in 1997, he famously cut the product line from 350 to just 10. He said no to hundreds of good ideas to free up the resources for a few great ones. True focus is a disciplined, strategic act of exclusion. What are you saying no to today to make room for your masterpiece tomorrow? As he matured, Jobs' focus expanded from products to people and from success to legacy. He understood that the greatest work is done in service of something larger than oneself. The myth of the lone genius is a powerful one, but Jobs knew it was a lie. He may have been the visionary, but he surrounded himself with brilliant, passionate collaborators. He understood that true genius lies in orchestrating a team of A players, challenging them, and inspiring them to do the best work of their lives. Your vision is only as strong as the team you build to execute it. Coming from the man who changed the world, this is a surprising and humble piece of wisdom. While he aimed for global disruption, he also valued the power of small, meaningful contributions. An app that helps one person communicate, a design that brings a moment of joy, a process that makes someone's day a little easier. These things matter. Impact isn't always measured on a global scale. In the end, the man who built the world's most valuable company came to a simple conclusion. Our most precious asset is the one thing money can't buy. He saw time as the ultimate non-renewable resource, which explains his legendary intensity and his impatience with mediocrity. He wasn't just building products. He was in a race against the clock to make his mark, to live fully, and to not waste a single moment. Live intentionally. Think differently. Pursue excellence. Trust your intuition. And above all, don't waste your time conforming. Steve Jobs didn't just leave us with beautiful devices. He left us with a blueprint for a life lived at full volume. A code for greatness. The question is, what will you build with it?